When the walls are closing, when you're crawling, choking, tumbling deeper down into the mind. When intuition fails you, I will spit exhale you, tumbling deeper down into the mind. When the walls are closing, when you're crawling, choking, tumbling deeper down into the mind. When intuition fails you, I will spit exhale you, tumbling deeper down into the mind. Deeper into the mind. Sleep in the depression. Deeper into the mind. Spit and exhale.
Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravity Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Everyone is Warlocks, Conflux, the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your storyteller and dungeon master for this narrative, and joining me today is Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I am playing Zoe, the Hexblade Pact of the Blade.
And Cody.
Hi, my name is Cody. I'm playing Cole Istasi, the Shifter Pact of the Chain Warlock.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mar, and I'm playing Aurelia, the human archaeologist pact of the Blade Warlock.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Korshana Thivakri, a Kalishtar pact of the something or other. Chain, that's the thing. Yes.
And Nikki.
Things.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm playing Diana Katara, the Earth Genasi, Pact of the Archfey, and I think tofu is delicious.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Elishard Amasi, the Human Warder Pact of the Host Undying Warlock. And before we start, I just want to really preempt the show for just a moment to talk about Desert Bus for Hope. For those of you that have been longtime Final Show Films watchers, you've heard about this before. Desert Bus for Hope is a charity event that was started in 2007 by an internet sketch comedy group called Loading Ready Run. It combines video games and tedium of playing a boring game to benefit charity. It's one of the world's longest-running internet-based fundraisers and has raised more than $4.4 million in its over 10 years of history. I think last year we hit $5 million, a little over $5 million raised for Child's Play, which is a registered charity dedicated to improving the lives of children undergoing treatment in hospitals with toys and games. Basically, they focus on sick kids and children in hospitals around the world, bringing them toys and games and stuff for Christmas, because it sucks to be in the hospital around Christmas time, especially if you're a young kid, dealing with cancer. So they all of them, 100% of the funds raised by Desert Bus, with the sole exception of one auction at the very end that one of the people that they bring in always siphons off a little bit for the organizers. 100% of the funds goes to Child's Play, which then redirects all of that money into funding children's hospitals and specifically getting bits of entertainment for sick kids around the world. It's something that's very important to me personally, as well as to Final Show Films as a whole. We support it every year. The run starts tomorrow. You can go to desertbus.org to learn more about it. You can also go to twitch.tv/desertbus to start watching. They're going to be playing Desert Bus, which is a really boring game where you drive a bus from Tucson to Las Vegas and back in real time.
Because Penn and Teller were bad at game design.
Because Penn and Teller were intentionally bad at game design to lampoon American politicians. But the game is boring, the people are great, and we consistently raise several $100,000 for charity every year. And if you want to help out with that, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to most of us, I hope. It means a lot to the folks over at Desert Bus and to those kids in hospitals. So desertbus.org and twitch.tv/desertbus starts tomorrow morning, and it'll probably end up running through next Friday. So we will not be preempting any of our shows for it, but the Final Show Films channel will be hosting Desert Bus when we're not actively live with a live stream, and I will be throwing to Desert Bus at the beginning and end of each show starting today, that I'm on at least, going forward. So
Excellent. Support a good cause, people. But coming back to this game, our last moments in Conflux were spent floating down the reedy river towards Knivesfont atop a trio of very large crates. The day had begun earlier with the realization that all of the Hawkshead Compact had been transformed into bears on the morning that they had also been assigned a heist by their were-rat landlords. Unwilling to shirk on their promises, the Warlocks bumbled their way upriver, managing to ambush the freight wagon on the Altar Bridge. Aurelia attempted to assist from her position in the river below by detonating a bomb, which failed spectacularly, capsizing the wave crest and sending Zoe fleeing in a feral panic deeper into the city. Evading another compact of similarly ursine warlocks from Trick Towns, our protagonists then regrouped at the Hawkshead house with their ill-gotten loot. And now our eyes are drawn to a dingy alley somewhere in the center of Conflux, where the heir presumptive of the underdressed drow is waking up in a dumpster. Zoe.
Do I remember?
You notice, the first thing you notice is that there are hard things poking you in various parts of your body that are unpleasant to have hard things poked into at this orientation and hour.
Cool. I'm casting dancing lights because it's not actually a spell.
Your illumination displays a bin filled with scrap rock, couple shards of broken timber, a number of reeking rags with some sort of greasy substance that's been going rancid over the past couple days. And oddly enough, a small wedge of cheese in your left hand. You take a moment to get stock of your surroundings, at which point a somewhat familiar voice in your ear. Hardly an auspicious location for the Ash Queen.
Things come as they do, but I am not happy about this.
And slowly the memories from the past 24 hours come back to you. The previous about 8 to 10 hours are a little fuzzy, but you slowly remember at least the general set of circumstances that got you where you are currently.
I like to think there's a small yappy dog barking in the alleyway.
Going to have conversation with Aurelia. If Woden has not gotten to her first. Actually, that could be interesting. I'm getting out of the fucking dumpster.
All right, so you clamber out of this structure where apparently a large amount of refuse has been deposited.
And trying to figure out where in the city I fucking am.
Go ahead and give me a history check.
Great. Just the best check. 6. That's better than I normally roll.
With a 6, you seem to be somewhere in Dawnbreeze, you would guess, based on the just general environment, knowing where you were previously. You don't seem to have gone super far afield.
Well, I spent all my money on my girlfriend, so I'm gonna find the river and try and follow it back towards the Hawkshead house. If we hadn't moved before the heist, because I know we were planning to try and move at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, no, you guys have made some progress in finding alternate locations and that sort of thing, but you haven't actually physically relocated quite yet.
Okay.
But you begin moving south.
I'll dismiss my dancing lights.
Okay. For the rest of you, you wake up in the earlier morning hours, finding yourselves far less bearish than you were the day before. And with 3 large crates dominating the entry room in the Hawkshead house.
Loudly, so that everyone in the house can hear. Am I going crazy, or were we bears?
Oh yeah, that happened.
Okay, I thought that was just a weird dream.
We're not bears anymore, though.
Nope.
Cora sticks their head in, and you hear in your mind, "No, we are not bears." Oh, thank whatever.
I look over at those crates. Job done, I guess?
Yeah.
We should get these to the landlords and never talk about that again.
You want to see what's in them?
No. No, I
Nikki,
really
you're
don't.
muted.
Perfect. Diamond's like in the corner, like I rode on a barrel. What was I doing? Who was I? I was a bear.
Yeah.
I felt competent.
Wait.
It was weird.
Where's Zoe and Wotan?
I think
Um,
Zoe
Wotan
ran
flips
off.
you off from the corner of the room.
Found Wotan.
I think Zoe ran off. Did you throw a bomb, Aurelia? The one that we said just in case? That was the just in case you hadn't heard from us in a second?
There was a lot of yelling. I don't.
you definitely have a.
You were
hairpin
doing the
trigger
yelling,
now.
Aurelia.
I don't.
I don't remember who was yelling.
It
You
was-
were.
There was a lot of yelling from you.
I don't exactly remember what the circumstances were, but yes, there was a bomb.
Only reason I fell off the bridge.
I'm gonna go.
Of course it is.
I'm gonna check and see if the cases are intact.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
19.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty well intact. There's some scarring and scratching on the outside, but the wax ceiling seems to have held in the joints pretty well. And most of the scratches seem to be the sort of thing that you'd see if, for instance, a large clawed appendage was trying to carry this.
Okay.
But any damage to the crate is superficial at worst.
Yeah. Okay. This all seems fine. Before we turn into bears again, let's get these to the people that want them so they are no longer our problem.
Do you know how to do that? Just
I assume we know
that's
how.
something we can do now.
Yeah. I don't get these to the people that want them or turn into bears, because no, I don't know how to do that. I also don't know how it happened in the first place.
I come down the stairs and I eye the crates. Question: do these seem to be, at the very least, hang on, scrolling through, less than 1,000 pounds or less, just total?
Yeah.
I can get it.
Altogether, each of the crates is probably maybe 100 pounds.
I mean,
I can get them all.
I can carry them too. Like,
Yeah, you could do it that way. That's probably better, actually.
What were
Less
you
conspicuous.
thinking?
what were you
doing?
thinking of doing?
Telekinesis. I've had several small epiphanies over the past several days.
Mm-hmm.
Telekinesis.
Let's just carry them with our hands.
That's why I said that's probably a better idea. Yes.
We'll go get these dropped off. We'll go find Zoe. We'll regroup.
Do you maybe some people go see the rat?
Yeah, I wanna
that-
stay
that-
here.
That works too.
I really am concerned about Zoe. I really hope she didn't actually drown. I'm gonna go find her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two of you go. You and Cole.
Yeah.
You two go and find Zoe.
the other partner that I have. Yes, we will go find the other one of our triad.
I can send a message. I don't know if she'll respond, but I can send a message and see where she is right now.
Yeah, that would probably be useful.
No, it's fine. Just have Diamond and Cole search the entire city. That won't go badly at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I have locate creature
Doesn't
and
that
2 familiars.
That's fair.
Let's just Aurelia, see if you can find her, and then the two of you go get her.
It won't just be the two of us, though. It'll be us two, plus the familiars, plus Bubbles, plus Rorik. There's a whole party. Don't worry. Yeah,
Right.
we'll be fine.
All right, I cast sending.
All right. What do you send?
It's Aurelia. Sorry. Bears. We seem to be all right, but where are you? Diamond and Cole are worried.
Jack, do I see any like businesses or landmarks near where I am as I'm making my way?
Give me a
Downtown.
perception check.
Jesus.
Shut up, you.
It was perfect.
It was in my head and then you said it.
21.
21. There's a cobbler nearby.
Okay.
Business name is Bunbury's Bootery.
See, this is I'm in Dawn Breeze, headed towards the river into Knives Font. And Aurelia? Just wait. I will have my revenge.
So glad I can't hear this.
Oh,
I relay the entire message.
The entire
Group.
message?
Yes.
Why does she
Ah.
want revenge?
Yeah.
I assume for
Probably the bomb.
where she has ended up and what part she believes I have played in that.
You did.
that does
You
seem
did
that,
throw a
that
bomb
would make
straight
sense.
up above us. There was.
Let's go see if we can get Zoe from committing revenge to contemplating revenge. Let's see if we can lower that.
Escalate.
Would you? Do
Gonna
you still?
de-escalate
Do
that
you still want to
situation.
stay here, or do you want to come with me to see the rat people?
I want to stay here.
Okay.
Diamond, I appreciate that your goals are realistic.
Well,
Look, I know who Zoe is. It's no mistake.
Cora, do you want to come with me or stay here? Wotan can come with me if like we can handle it, but
No, I'll go along.
okay.
I think.
All right. So each of these crates probably needs at least 2 people if you're just going to carry it. You can, of course, hire somebody to move it for you if you want.
To be fair, each of the crates will need 2 people, and I probably don't count as one of them because
I have
strength scores.
I have a score. I have a strength score of 15.
That's good.
That's pretty.
I have a
decent.
strength score of 6.
Maybe we do need everyone to
Yeah.
carry.
On second
No.
thought, perhaps Wotan.
Well, we have gold. I will hire a burly person to help us.
All right.
I'm curious as to why these weigh so much, though. So I will use ghostly gaze to look inside.
Okay. There is so these are pretty sizable crates. Everything seems to be packed in sawdust, which accounts for a pretty dense build. And most of them are some level of sealed ceramic pot or other that seems to carry either a tincture or a pretty densely packed dosage of what you would assume would be some sort of preserved herb or fungus or other naturally occurring alchemical substance. Some of them might be minerals, salts, and that sort of thing.
Just a bunch of ceramic pots with stuff in them, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
go ahead and give me a history check if you want.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah,
2.
apparently they have a cooking party. They're apparently they really needed some seasoning for, the mess hall that's in the Birksdale boarding house where they sort of,
Guys, we're just hauling ketchup and mustard and, and condiments.
Don't care what it is. I just want it out of our way and out of our responsibility.
All right. Getting it there, you're probably looking at 2 gold
Done.
if you're hiring people to cover all of this for you.
Done.
Okay. You make the drop. Mencken is there to greet you and thanks you for the job well done. Says he heard some weird stories about it, but that is the sort of thing he has come to expect when
Yeah.
dealing with individuals of your ilk.
Yeah, there was a bear situation, but we got it handled.
It was bearable. I'm not there.
You're not there,
And
which
I
is
don't
good
make
because he
that
would have
cut.
shot you for that.
Diamond doesn't talk around the landlords. He doesn't like them. That's not true. She's starting to warm up to the idea of poisons.
The idea
yeah.
of poisons equated to our landlords.
Look,
We're
I don't have
right.
to like them to get poisons
they
from them.
sell pretty good poisons. I did make a roll at one point.
No,
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I know. It's just,
I don't have to like them to like what they sell.
it's just like, it's like, because my mind instantly translates
Hashtag
to other
Amazon.
thing. It's like, I don't like McDonald's. I don't like McDonald's, but I'm warming up to the idea of hamburgers. Like it was a sentence like that. But it's like, what?
No, it's more closer to what Jack said because with hamburgers, there's plenty, but we don't have to go on this tangent. Anyway.
And Nikki will be guesting in the next episode of Critical Thinking.
Oh, God.
No, yeah, because then Nikki
Tangents
could
the
be
show.
like, "Oh, we're a minute into a tangent. Let's stop."
That's not
No.
how that works.
That's a horrible
That is-
idea.
That's not how that works
that
at
is
all.
actively opposite of how that works. But I digress again. So, Diamond and Cole are headed out to try and find and/or collect Zoe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. You guys eventually, having heard that Zoe was traveling down the river, more or less, using that as the landmark and pathway to get to down into Knives Font, go ahead and all three of you give me a perception check just to see who spots who first.
Oh, and how much money did we get for that job?
None.
Yeah, this was paying back for a lot of help they gave us.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, I'm going through my inventory trying to figure out how I'm going to get revenge.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
So Cole, you spot Zoe moving downriver fairly early on. Zoe, about 30 seconds later, you can see the pair of them working their way through a crowd. But you guys do eventually meet up just inside Knives Font.
Hi, how are you feeling? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Glad you are. Is everyone else okay?
Yeah.
Yes, we're all fine. We're not bears anymore. So, hey, revenge. I know you want it. I know. As long as
find a
Aurelia
place
doesn't
to
die.
sit down. I don't feel like having this conversation in the street.
Okie dokie.
Please.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally. You're probably tired. You've been walking a while. We're not bears anymore. I don't know.
All right, looking for like a bar or a cafe or a restaurant or something.
Okay.
Please tell me one of you has cash.
Yes.
Yep.
Great.
There's a bar called Castle of Glasses.
I don't care. That's not quite as bad.
No, that's a musical reference, not a pun.
Yeah. Anyway. Head in. Find a corner table.
There are corner tables open. It's still fairly early, so yeah, it's not too.
Order
It's-
something cheap that's not going to get me drunk enough that I'm incapable of doing all the things I need to do.
Hot or cold?
Of committing revenge.
No, of walking home in Knives Font without getting robbed.
And committing revenge.
I can commit revenge while drunk. You underestimate. Yeah. Okay. You're trying to talk me out of revenge.
No, not talk you out of revenge. Just don't kill Aurelia.
I'm not going to... Did she say I was going to kill her?
No. She repeated your thing verbatim.
Okay. No, I'm just going to, when she's not expecting it, so not for a little while, take out some frustration for... We were bears and I was not myself. I couldn't do anything right.
Right? I didn't like it. It was weird. Like,
Sorry,
It's weird.
Cole. I know you're sometimes a bear, but in a very different way.
Yeah, no, it was new for me too. I've never seen that kind of bear before.
It was very cute though.
No, like
I was still
I have a
surprisingly
few
sneaky, which
thoughts.
is-
And I won't jeopardize the compact or anything. I just
revenge for what though? What did Aurelia do?
so there was some arguing up on the bridge, and Aurelia decided to toss a bomb directly up
Oh.
onto the base of the bridge.
Yeah. I felt that. If that's okay, as long
And
as
it dropped, like things do, which the engineer should know, directly back onto the boat.
Aurelia temporarily forgot how gravity works.
And I was kind of the only person that successfully interfered with it. So I got blown up in my face. And also the boat exploded. How's Woden doing?
quiet. It's like that quiet angry. It was
Okay, cool. Well, Woden
Scary.
can have his own revenge on Aurelia if he wants. But yes, I am not happy. I woke up in a dumpster, which is why I smell horrific. And
She does have a bit of a pong to her right about now. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, it wins the win.
Which I mean, means that Zoe fits in fairly well in Knives Font currently. Mm.
it's not. Yes, I am unhappy. You're not trying to talk me out of this.
Well, you said you're not going to kill her.
Yeah. No, killing her would.
You're going to maim her either. You're not.
No,
What do you
no.
Also, you're not going to harm
Killing and
Constance
maiming-
either.
I do to enemies, absolutely. But if I kill or maim her, that jeopardizes the compact. And besides, it's so much more rewarding to actually impact her. People try and kill us all the time. This is something unique.
Well, as long as you're not harming Constance, honestly, like I don't think Aurelia's gonna. She's gonna be upset about it, but it's not gonna be like a whole. That,
Oh,
like
I hadn't considered Constance.
now, Diamond gets real close. She's like, "Don't."
Yeah, and you shouldn't.
No. No, I have way better ideas than that.
Okay. Should we go? We should probably get you cleaned up. I don't know how the plumbing help is at the Hawk's Head house, but like
There's no plumbing.
There is none.
yeah.
If-
Zoe, do you want to have a spa day?
Yeah, let's go have
Let's
a
have a
spot.
spa day. Diamond and Zoe go on their first date, which is way different than Cole and Diamond going on their first date, which is just crimes.
All right.
Crimes unless Diamond requests crimes.
Now that I know crimes are on the table.
Be gay, do crimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, yes.
I want that on a t-shirt. I'm pretty sure it is on a
It is
t-shirt.
on a- it is
It's
on a
it's definitely
crimes.
there.
Yeah,
Princess
I'm pretty certain
edition.
there is
Oh.
a-
Exactly. I'm a princess. I'm gay. I do crimes.
Be
Excellent.
gay, do
All right.
crimes. With a little
So-
with the super crown on the side of it, like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So a spa day is had. You guys will probably have to go to Song Sorrows for that, but you guys are able to find one without too much trouble.
This is Diamond working slowly that revenge thing, just taking it down from where it was before. Slowly.
Mhm. Yep.
I think you're just giving her a calmer place to think about what she's going to do.
Yeah.
Just really getting her into that, kind of pensive, meditative, really focused. Yeah. Mhm. It'll be great. Meanwhile, I assume everybody else finishes their errands, goes back to the Hawk's Head house.
Yep.
Over the past few days, in stages, the deep guilds in Knives Font have completed your orders. So Wotan has a set of full plate. There's a pair of shields dropped off, one for Zoe, one for Diamond. Aurelia and Cole both get better studded leather. It functions the same as regular studded leather, except if you are in dim light or darker, you get advantage on stealth checks.
Oh.
Rorik gets his pick and his fucking rope.
I'm so
Zoe has a longbow. Cole has an extra hand axe, and Aurelia is given a number of glass panes and iron fittings and some leather scraps and padding and things like that for whatever crazy ass project she's thinking up next.
Have we made any progress on
Aren't-
alternate living conditions?
Depends where you've been looking. Where have you been looking?
Everywhere possible.
Yeah.
Woden was tapping his contacts. Zoe is tapping hers. I believe Cole and Elishard both were going to scout areas they were familiar with.
Yeah, I was looking
Mhm.
around in Stormways.
And we
Okay.
said that was sort of being hand waved during the.
Yeah. Anybody who's doing scouting themselves can roll an investigation. Anybody who's hitting up contacts can give me a persuasion.
I'm gonna use that
roll.
inspiration you gave me.
Okay.
It's a D8, right?
Fucking hell, dice.
And we're looking for places. To stay.
9.
Investigation.
Also, oh no, I wouldn't do that. Never mind. So 9.
Okay.
19.
I don't actually remember where I was supposed to be looking.
Oh,
What
I
area
think you were
I
just
was-
looking around Knives Font, were you?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there had been some discussion about
staying.
staying in Knives Font since your only official sponsor is a Knives Font based
Yeah.
entity, but
Yeah, 6.
Yes. Everyone
Wow.
was coerced into agreeing that Knives Font was ideal.
right. And Aurelia, where were you looking?
Probably. Yeah, probably in Knives Font as well, because it's safer here somehow. Weirdly.
Yeah.
This
I
is-
was looking in Stormways for my own personal bullet hole as well because I figured 'cause
Gotcha.
we
Yep.
had other people and
Mhm.
also the
yeah, there
Dirt
there
Guilds
there had
looking.
also been discussions of people getting individual hidey holes for if and when shit completely hits the fan and everybody
Yeah.
has to go to ground.
Mhm.
So your DC was 10. So unfortunately, most of you aren't able to raise anything actionable at this point. Zoe, you're having trouble with your contacts given that Merc Dreamer is still largely completely isolated from the rest of the city. They
Most
are,
of the people I know personally are in Mercury.
yeah. So you're operating at about 15 to 20% of your normal contactability, more or less, which has
Fair.
been putting a cramp on some of your stuff, unfortunately. Elishard, there's just not really much, especially in Stormways. Stormways is kind of being a third tier district. It's very prime real estate, and the ability of something to remain available for a long period of time is slim to none most of the time. The best that you're able to really dig up is maybe a room or two to rent, but that would be about it.
Yeah, that's fine. Just some place that I can, just some place that I've got mentally like on a go to,
Yep.
like go to area that isn't
Yeah.
my own family home.
Mm-hmm. No problem. Yep. Aurelia, you are the only one that really comes up with much in the way of success on this one. Both of the places that you find are in Knives Font themselves. One of them is apparently a semi-abandoned warehouse that seems to be being used as a squatter's den by a number of drunkards and indigents.
Okay.
The other one is the two upper floors over a tavern that are not actually being utilized because the tavern is apparently whoever owns the tavern is interested in being a tavern, not an inn. but you find that there is a more or less unused set of suites, more or less entirely self-contained living area over top of this one tavern.
Which tavern?
Lightning in the Rye.
Is that one of the ones we've used before or no?
This is not, no.
Okay, good. Because we don't want our mail being sent to where we actually live.
Yes. All right, I'll wait until the rest of the group gets all back together.
Okay.
Sorry, I got
Yeah, no.
distracted because my door was opening for no reason. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, haunted. It's fine.
Doors do that. It's okay.
Listen, people have died in this house. It's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. So I'll wait on that for everyone to be together.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while spotting is happening, Aurelia is panicking.
Okay.
Is going to grab the tank with her sister and just I gotta go somewhere. Help. Oh boy. This is not good. Let's see.
So really is doing a runner, basically.
Not quite a runner. She just needs to get her sister somewhere else.
There's a river. That looks hospitable.
No.
Octopus.
She wouldn't know how to find her again. Also, there are things in that river. She's seen one of them come up and smash a boat. No, thank you. And someone who can go swimming in there wherever they like, who is also not potentially not hospitable to me right now.
Wotan has not said a word to you.
Yes,
all
that
morning.
is concerning. I am gonna go to.
He has, however, vomited salt water for no apparent reason.
I am going to go to Harold's house. Harold's place.
Okay.
I knew William's not here, but at least I gave you the courtesy of letting you know I'm mad.
Who's Harold?
I just assume. So yeah, I'm gonna probably take a carriage there.
Okay, that'll be about 3 gold.
Okay. Yep. And headed on over with the tank.
Okay. So you take a carriage up to Shadow Shades.
Yep.
All right. You arrive. The area is much as you remember it from your earlier days.
Yep.
And as you sort
Wait,
of
I thought he lived in 13 Clouds now. That's what I put. Sorry,
Okay,
I have a very long
let me look at my
convoluted
notes. Let me
backstory.
look at my
It's okay.
notes.
They may have moved.
Oh yes, yep. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was looking at one line of the notes that said
Yes.
he was that everybody but him had moved from Shadow Shade. So I was assuming, but yes, no, okay.
Yep.
So he is up in 13 Clouds.
Yep.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
up there.
You enter the quarter. There's those shifting patterns of light and shadow that skim overhead as this very dynamically active atmosphere with the cloud cover constantly shifting and changing in these high altitude winds continues to metamorphose as you move through. And the carriage drops you off at Harold's house.
Yep.
It's a long, low structure, single story. You've visited a couple times, and you step up and knock on the door.
Yep.
And Harold answers. Door swings open, and he just sort of looks at you. Oh, good afternoon. Come on in.
Yeah. Hi, Harold.
Is that You've got the octopus still. Okay.
Yes, I do. I actually had a favor to ask of you with concerning the octopus.
Mm-hmm.
Could you take her for a little while?
No.
Why? She doesn't eat that much food. I will give you all of the instructions. I brought extra in my backpack.
So here's I will readily admit that you are far more knowledgeable in natural history than I probably ever will be.
Yes.
There are 2 children in this house, Aurelia.
Yes.
If you are at all interested in the safety of this animal.
True. Can't. Do you know of anyone else who might be able to take it? Take her.
Like around here?
Yes. Family friend.
Um
I can't leave her with Dad.
no. Yeah, no, I wouldn't advise that either. Well, the only person I know that's any good with animals locally is my friend Murfina.
All right. Will you introduce me?
She owns a business down the road.
All right.
Yeah, they won't be back for a few. I'll lock up and walk you down.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Just so you know, this is we've talked,
Yes.
but we are telling her that this is a scientific specimen that just needs to be looked after for a few days. We are not going into any of your versions of the details. Understand?
Yes.
All right. So he walks you down the street, you still carrying the tank.
Yep.
It's about 3 or 4 blocks away. And there's a business with a sign that's basically, it looks like a starry evening sort of constellation vista with a number of tankards of ale floating through it, and it's called A Sky Full of Bars.
All right.
He pushes the door open. And inside, it's fairly quiet. Most of the taverns that you've patronized recently have been a little more on the raucous, rowdy side.
Yep.
This one is surprisingly less so.
Okay.
And you're immediately greeted by Mafrina Riala, a human female, who Harold smiles, passes a little bit of small talk, and then Mafrina seems to be waiting, and Harold eventually gets around to, and this is my sister Aurelia. She works at Viscone, and she's up visiting with one of her specimens.
Yes. Unfortunately, one of the other octopuses in my experiment has taken a dislike to this one. I feel like I need to separate them from each other for a little length of time, and then we can resume experimentation. But in the meantime, I just need some place for her to stay. That is not my lab. And Harold has told me that you are quite good with animals.
I mean, mostly, horses, dogs, that sort of thing. I've never It's called a what again?
An octopus.
Weird.
Yes. It is quite unusual. But I'm seeing what I can learn about their behavioral patterns. And that's what the research is about. And I'll go into a little bit of spiel, more than is probably going on a fair bit, just to like obscure, so she gets
Give
bored
me a
with that and
deception
doesn't
check.
like continue on with that. Deception. Okay, here we go. It's a 6.
Mafrina just kind of narrows her eyes a bit
Yep.
and
yep.
nods. Interesting. Is this one of those like academic feud sort of things then?
A little bit. Didn't want to mention anything, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. How long were you hoping for?
A week?
Whew.
Sorry, I know it's a short notice. I did bring all of the supplies you will need.
All right. I could rent you a back room.
Perfect.
All right. So for that sort of thing, oh, come on with me, I guess. I'll see what I can figure out, I suppose.
right.
Yeah. And she takes you back into past the kitchen, past a couple storage rooms. There's what looks to be a small office off to one side, and then there is down a set of stairs in a fairly dry, comparatively speaking, cellar.
Okay, this is nice.
Yep. And there aren't. She lights a candle to sort of illuminate, because there's no windows down here. And there's sort of a half cleared area. There's some barrels off to one side, a table, and like a couple extra chairs and stools stacked up, apparently just for storage or that sort of thing. She's like, we don't come down here too much. I don't know if this would work, but I mean, we could
I think
have
so.
one of the employees feed it, and
This is, yes, yeah. Just feed her every day. And actually, I don't think I'll do a week. I'll figure something else out. Just 3 days.
3 days.
3
All right.
days.
That'll be. I'd have to charge you probably 12 silver for the time and the
right.
work. Then.
Okay, I can manage that.
All right. I hope everything works out.
Yes. Yes. And I'll pull 12 silver out and
Okay.
count it out for her.
Sounds good.
That's 3, 8.
So Constance is situated for the next 3 days.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Of course.
And head back outside to where my brother is, and then
Well, that's what we have.
Yep. Thank you for that. I have also been getting in touch with some people I know for making sure that Dad is going to be fine.
Good.
I explain kind of my plan about hiring someone to kind of watch the living area, I guess.
All right. Nope, that's definitely good news.
Great.
Thank you.
I nope, not gonna say anything. Yeah. No, thanks for doing that, even though you don't believe me.
Sure.
Just if we're probably wouldn't have done this until we were like back at no, I don't think she would have gone back to his house. Just it's real. And I like if we're close-ish to a secluded area, like there's shadow places in 13 Clouds, right?
Oh yeah.
I like kind of turn so that it's not going to be visible to anyone else, depending on how busy this place is. And I ask my patron to reverse the hand thing.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. I hope this works. 9.
You hold out your hand.
Yep.
And it stays a hand.
Fuck. Hell. You know what? She's gonna cheat. I have. Let me make sure this isn't going to kill him.
Always a good way to preface an
Holy shit!
statement.
What?
I cast
I
blight.
want to make sure it doesn't do.
I have definitely run into the what spells do I have that aren't murder conundrum before.
Yep.
Okay. Phantasmal Force does not do damage unless it looks like something that will do damage to the person. So, I cast Phantasmal Force to make the illusion of what I know my hand was. It looks like this.
Because you're lucky sees through the illusion.
Oh, like
Yeah.
that,
He might.
But it's still
maybe
objectively
not.
magic.
Yes, no, for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Phantasmal Force, turn your hand into a
Yep.
tentacle.
Yep. She's
All
gonna
right.
cheat.
What's your
DC's
save DC?
15.
Okay. His eyes widen. That
I was trying to reverse what has been done to her, and this started happening. I can switch it back. I drop Phantasmal Force.
okay.
So he doesn't see what he's seeing that isn't actually there, but so yeah.
But is there?
Complicated.
Oh. All right. So you can turn that off, but you can't turn an octopus into our missing sister.
No, I've been trying. Every single day, and that started happening, and it was getting worse when I tried, so I laid off for a little while. I'm waiting.
If that was happening when whatever you were trying, I would definitely advise laying off that.
Yes.
I don't know much, but I mean, you pick up a little living around here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a compact here?
For the game?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the voice of the void.
Oh, them.
Yeah.
The dramatic edgelords.
I mean,
Literally, the edge of, like, go and stare out at it. Edgelords.
yeah, okay. No, I say sure.
I want that to be the in-universe etymology of that phrase.
Please, I would love it.
Those guys that hang out on the wall all the time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like super into it.
Citywide edgelord gang. They just hang around.
Right, they
Ooh,
just
ooh.
pace up and down the wall. Yeah, they realize we literally only built that thing to keep drunk people from falling off.
Mhm, mhm. Anyway,
All right, well, I guess we'll see you in a few days then.
okay. And I will go back to the Hogshead house.
Okay. Meanwhile, at the Hawkshead house, there is a knock on the door.
If I'm back, I'll open it.
Yeah.
Okay. Delivery for Miss Evans.
She's out right now, but we can take it.
You have to sign for it.
Sure.
Okay.
I signed for it.
Okay. It's a wrapped bundle of what feels like some sort of papers inside.
Ooh.
Take it.
Ooh.
Close the door. Open it.
No respect for
Elishard.
the mail.
Yep.
The guy's standing there still with his hand
Elishard.
out.
Oh yeah, I pay him.
Pay the man.
I pay the man.
One silver.
Elishard.
I had to close the door, open it, pay, close the door. Yakor, as I'm opening the stuff.
That's not for you to open.
I'm pretty certain I have an idea of what it is.
That's still not for you to open.
I don't care.
You will. Hold person.
Okay.
You knew it was going to happen at some point.
Ah, the second hold person of the campaign.
What's the DC? Because I rolled a 17.
Oh.
All right, that was the nice version.
What is your save DC, by the way, Jeremy?
15. Yeah.
15 for
that's
Cora?
it.
Okay. All right. So you cast Hold Person. Elishard doesn't seem to be stopping, I assume.
No, continue unwrapping.
Chill
it.
touch.
Okay.
Okay.
24, I'm pretty sure hits.
That definitely hits.
For fuck.
I take 10 points of damage.
You take 10
That was
points
supposed
of,
to be a
of
warning
damage.
shot.
I want to do max damage for the first time ever.
Not max damage.
No.
16 is max damage for Chill Touch.
Oh,
I will just
yeah.
I will just
On one
I will
die.
just stare at Cora and say, if you really want to pick this fight, I will fight.
I'm not going to allow you to invade other members of the compact.
I'm pretty
privacy.
certain this is the paperwork that we're waiting for so we can go chase your fucking kobolds down.
That's not the point. I am fairly easygoing, I would like to think. Would you agree with that?
I honestly couldn't say.
I think that says a lot right there. Regardless, I am fairly easygoing. I have very few hard edges. Privacy is one of them. And yes, I will pick this fight if I have to.
You can sort of see a vein, like, pulsing in Elishard's forehead. Okay. I'll stop unwrapping it.
All right. And I assume we go about our business till people get home.
Sounds good.
Elishard puts it down and walks out of the
Everyone was
house.
so mad at me for taking revenge on Diamond, but no, the male is
Yeah,
apparently
the male is the thing that...
fine for the more moral members of the party to quibble over. Queen of Darkness, come on.
All right. So,
I'm going to go out and eat somebody.
okay.
That's fair.
Somebody that isn't Cora
All right.
yet.
Pretty sure
I
before
regret nothing.
I was really... You have no idea how tempted I was to cast Blight on you in response.
You,
Ugh.
you have no idea how much I would have laughed.
So,
This
We
is
would have
the product.
escalated the phantasmal killer very quickly. The rest of the party gets home. There's just this utter mess and 2 corpses, and they're
you're
like,
right.
We've been attacked.
Pokes Elishard's
They found
corpse
us.
to see if I can still sell it or if the symbiote means that it's probably not useful.
Probably not.
See, here's the thing. There's Elishard's corpse. If you could just sell it through normal channels, in which case they would find some sort of industrial application for it. Then there's Elishard's corpse if the symbiote is still even marginally active, which means you take it up to 13 clouds, you sell it to somebody who thinks they're a wizard, and you get a shit ton more money for it.
That's fair, but 13 clouds requires
Alternatively-
transportation.
That's true, too.
Alternatively, I die, and the power of my death causes the symbiote to fully awaken as a Nightwalker, and you've got a Nightwalker loose in the city.
I mean, that could also
I'm
does
dead. I
potentially
don't
happen.
care.
No, not you, Zoe. Like, Zoe pokes the corpse and
Oh,
it
yeah.
becomes a Nightwalker.
Fuck, I was
I
not.
have a replacement character. I don't care.
I love that we have to go through. We have to incorporate 3 new characters into the Hawkshead Compact because somebody wouldn't leave somebody's fucking mail alone.
Look, not Jeremy. William
Cora?
has shown us
Right.
the mail is a very important thing, and it's exhausting work keeping track of it. Okay.
Fair point.
So eventually, everybody gets back to the Hawkshead house. Let's say.
Do I succeed in eating a person?
Oh, if you're looking for somebody to murder, yeah.
Okay, cool, because it gives me health.
By
If you're
the
looking
time
for
we
somebody
get
to murder, you're in the right part of the city.
Zoe is wearing the Miss Embrace cloak thing, and Diamond has the.
Oh, I only took 5 damage from that, not 10. That's right.
My AC is so high.
Because I have resistance to necrotic damage.
It's not necrotic.
Yes, it is. Chill touch is
Oh, wait.
necrotic.
Chill touch is
It
necrotic.
absolutely
Yeah.
is necrotic.
Yeah.
Still
Mhm.
touch is
Just
definitely necrotic.
It says
Yeah,
right
but
there.
I was thinking
Necrotic.
the frostbite.
No.
That's
I was like,
that's why I
huh?
renamed mine Lich Slap because it doesn't do chill touch. Does not do cold damage.
Yeah.
It does necrotic damage.
It's weirdly named. Anyway.
Okay. So everybody's back.
Oh, mail.
You have mail.
Hey, okay.
Or protected it with their life.
Open it up.
It is indeed Gelly's paperwork that she had made up for you.
Oh.
It seems to be looks like pretty much everything you'll need in order to get a research core through the Undergress entrance up in Cryptward.
Are we going today, or are we resting and going after that?
Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm holding Zoe's hand.
Yeah. Just one hand.
You know
She's
what?
got the other
Zoe
one
is covered
free.
in flies and is going to make an intimidation check with advantage because I feel
Sure.
petty today.
Go ahead.
Fucking hell, dice.
Okay.
I mean,
I've seen flies before.
16's
I
not
mean,
bad.
they're all over
That's
Zoe.
not
I mean,
bad,
16
though.
is not bad. 16
No.
is you have
Yeah.
to resist if you
Uh-huh.
want.
Shall I make a performance check? Sure. Yeah. She's rattled. It's okay. No.
I'll dismiss the flies.
Lady of the Flies.
Yep, basically.
Well, we can go whenever we want with these papers. Cora,
Yes.
what do you think?
I think it would probably be a good idea for us to take a night, recover a bit, let people sort of center themselves,
Recover spells that have been used.
recover spells that has been used. That doesn't take a full night, but yes, recover spells that have been used. And be fully fresh when we go.
Great. I'll be working. I leave the papers on the desk and go hide in my where I have my workbench and stuff.
Okay.
And Aurelia is planning on working on her gun more because it's what she's got.
Okay.
And it's distracting.
Is there anything particular Aurelia is trying to accomplish by working on her firearm?
So not being able to she's been trying to like coalesce the ideas that she initially got from the last conversation she had with her patron.
Okay.
And sort of integrating the the ideas of manipulating reality into the magics that she knows, that she is aware of, into how this gun works. I guess I don't know. It's really vague.
All right. Let
doesn't really
me know if you have any specifics at any point.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she is going to ask at one point. So is the gift revoked now? Just to the air. Just, why not? Everything else is going terribly. Let's try this.
Okay. What gift is she referencing?
The her hand turning into a tentacle was referenced as a gift before.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another, just a straight charisma roll.
Okay. I thought I had an inspiration at one point. I don't, though. This is unfortunate, as I got a 7.
No response.
Okay. And she's just working on stuff.
Okay. Sounds good then. Well, what else is everybody else doing? If anything, this evening.
Did I have time during the time skip in the middle there to go back to my parents' house for a bit?
Yeah.
Cool.
You could have completed that project that you had been planning on.
Thank you. It's all I needed you to say. Don't want to interrupt anything. It's such a small thing. Diamond pulls out her bag and is just like, "Hey, Rorik, I have something for you."
All right. Uh,
Hands him. These won't shred if you get bigger, will they? And she hands him some leather bracers.
I mean, not necessarily. He'll sort of fit them on.
On the
I mean, especially if I lace them with. Yeah.
cool. Those are a gift for being a friend, I guess. I don't know. You have the armbands from Dad, and I just kind of wanted to give you something too, but not like a weird like I own you thing. These are a present. These are for you. You can wear them if you want.
He just stares at you. Right.
Cool.
And he puts them on.
Yay.
So, oh, sorry.
I spend the entire night on the roof. I sleep up there too, but I spend the entire night on the roof.
Okay.
Now that we have a table in our downstairs again, Zoe's spending some time sitting at that table, considering. So I have placed a variety of options in the additional features and traits section of my character sheet.
Okay.
There are 6 primary options, 2 of which have like subversions. Zoe is trying to determine which of those will have the strongest impact on Aurelia with the least harm to the compact as a whole or a concept. Or if any of them might benefit the compact's meta goals.
Okay. Interesting.
That's good.
All right.
Yeah. If there's any GM things you want to communicate to me, I just wanted to bring that to attention, and
I think all of these are fantastic.
I'm happy with all of them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, if you want to employ any of those, just let me know.
Okay, I will.
Excellent. Yeah. No.
Sorry. I just wanted to give you a
What are
chance.
you apologizing for?
That I'm playing an evil character. I don't get to do this much. All right. Yep. Taking watch, sleeping, all that.
Is Cora asleep or resting or?
Probably resting somewhere.
Then I won't disturb you. Diamond goes to sleep.
If it's early enough, Cole would actually probably head over to 13 Clouds to see if he could window shop for some shiny bits.
Ooh, shiny bit.
What do you mean by shiny bits?
A particularly expensive focus for a recent inspirational spell I've received.
In this case, you're looking for spell reagents for which spell?
Scrying.
No, okay.
Oh,
You're looking for a crystal ball.
Or something of that ilk.
Do you go by yourself? Can I go with you? I just realized I need something as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Diamond snatches up some gold pieces from the money pile. All right, let's go.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. I also need shiny bits as well. One shiny bit.
Which shiny bit do you need?
A hand mirror.
Okay. Worth a particular amount?
Nope, just a hand mirror. And you know what? Technically, I could just use my arcane focus, but I like the idea of Diamond pulling out a hand mirror for this
Okay.
spell.
You guys can find these sort of things, absolutely.
Okay. I'll before we get into the shop with the expensive focus, I'm gonna mask of many faces, not into the elderly elf woman, but into I want to say a combination of all the rich assholes that I've stolen from over the last just the general appearance and
It's Joe
adopt
Richman.
their the third.
Hold on, let me find this photo real quick. You
I mean,
going.
How much of a rich asshole do you want to be? Are you going the full Epstein, or are you like dialing it back a
Oh,
few?
Jesus.
I'll dial it back a little bit because
Okay.
I don't want to bring that much attention to myself. I just want to,
All right.
yeah. And then I'll walk in and peruse, and until I think I find one that can work for that spell.
So yeah, are you what type for your scrying focus? Are you wanting to go crystal ball? Are you wanting to go mirror? Are you wanting to?
I was actually thinking something like a bowl that I could fill with water.
Okay, so you're looking for like kind of a basin type thing.
Yeah.
All right. You are able to find a bronze basin inlaid with sterling silver. There's some scroll work and a number of icons on the broad brim of this thing. It looks like if you're familiar with the design of the World War I infantry helmet.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those, only a little broader and a lot more fancy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
And of course, not made of steel.
Yeah. I'll walk up to her, inspect it, and I would have. Yeah. Is Diamond still in there with me, or did she wait outside, or?
No, I came in with you. There's
Okay.
probably a mirror in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How much does it cost?
Price tag on this one currently is $1,200.
Cool. Wow. Yeah. You did this. I'll kind of whisper him to Diamond and be like, "You did the smart thing. I forgot that you actually pay for things. I did not intend to do this when I came out here. I will, however, leave it. Yeah, no, I have a shit ton of them I made. I'm gonna take out one of the as I'm inspecting the bowl. I'll kind of pull out of my pocket one of the charcoal coins that I made, kind of set it into place, and just kind of look at Diamond and say, "Are you ready? Can we go home now?"
I still need to find my mirror, but I will do some fast talking so you can step out.
I'll wait till you have your mirror because, yeah. But yeah, I was just gonna dimension door out after I got it. I'm just gonna yell, I think this has a dent in it, and then when they look over, just bam.
Okay.
I forgot that you always have Rorik with you, so I can't be like, all right, let's go, and then dimension door, and then just Rorik's there like, fuck.
I mean, yes. You
I mean,
are.
maybe just don't draw attention to it. Wait until they're
Yeah.
distracted in dimension door.
Not as fun, but yeah. Yeah, no.
Cool.
No, he'll just yeah. They'll just
Is that-
dimension door when they're not paying attention.
Disaster boyfriends. What do you do? Anyway.
Okay.
Hand mirror? Just
Yeah. They have a number of hand mirrors available at this this establishment.
because I feel like it would make him happy. Are there any with either blue gems or floral designs on them?
Roll me a D100.
100. Holy shit. Oh my god.
You find a hand mirror.
Mm-hmm.
The face of which is about 7 inches in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
That has a few blue gems set into the frame. The handle is a silver floral, probably about 8 inches, that blossoms out into a gold sculpted daffodil bloom at the very end.
That'll do. That'll do nicely. How much for this mirror?
This one's 600 crowns.
Yeah, I pay that because I stole that money. I didn't steal that money. We have that money. We're so rich. Okay, but really, are you keeping track of all of that?
No, it's in the party funds. Where's our?
I feel like that's Woden. I'll make a note of it.
Hang on,
and
I'll
tell
do it
him.
I'll do it in the notebook. It's okay.
Cool.
8 and 600. Okay, that's a significant shout out. Cool.
Yeah. No, it's worth it. It's super duper worth it. I promise.
Sorry, I was trying to mute my watch because someone started using Slack.
Okay, I go meet up with Cole.
Cool.
And yeah, then head back.
So, Cole,
Yeah.
so basically you just vanish holding 1,200 crowns worth of merchandise.
Yep. I left an IOU.
All right.
They may not.
Did you sign the IOU? Is the question.
No.
Okay, good.
Okay. Leaving one of your criminal theft calling cards behind in its place. More or
First
less.
one.
I'm
Okay.
so proud.
All right then. So you just I mean, they aren't particularly expecting that. But if you wait for Diamond to sort of like, do you wait for Diamond to leave?
Yeah, I'll
or-
wait for Diamond to leave.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and then kind of I'll peruse around the other parts of the store while she's shopping and finishing her deal, and then I'll walk back over to it, kind of look it over one more time,
Mm-hmm.
set it down, and then if they're not paying attention to me, or if they are, I'll just kind of wave and then like that, and then dimension door.
So literally, while it's in your hand after you've set down the charcoal coin,
Yeah,
you just thump, and you're gone with their items still in your possession.
correct.
Okay. Well, not much they can do about that technically. So sure.
Just can't shop there anymore. That's fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel
he
like
didn't
we're
look
giving
like
the
Cole.
people who
Yeah.
are like warlocks are disruptive a lot of ammunition.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
What was the name of the shop? Just so that I remember.
We can avoid it.
Crystal cut.
Crystal Cut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't go back.
As rich asshole.
I mean, you were Mask of Many Faces. It's true.
It was him. Rich asshole. All of them.
The problem is they know you came in with Diamond.
It's
Right.
true. Neither Diamond nor Rorik were disguised in any sense.
We were good patrons. We paid up front and we walked out. Yes. Oh, fucking.
In the company of officially someone that can be charged with grand larceny.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways,
But yeah. If you go the full distance and then I assume change your appearance fairly soon after. Yep.
Yeah. Full distance, drop Mask of Many Faces, and just pocket the
I mean the
face
thing
in my
is
in my bag.
literally
Yeah. I have a bag. Would it fit in a bag? Or
not really.
okay.
Like you would have to. This is a.
It's a pretty large font.
It's a pretty large font. Yeah, I mean this thing is a good 24 inches across at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
mean, you could have a bag made to fit it, but in terms of just like your average haversack,
I still have the ambusher's cloak. I'll just kind of wrap that around it and then just
yeah,
tie
you
it
could
to my back.
definitely manage
So I'm
to
not
wrap it in a cloak, yeah, and then it wouldn't be obviously visible.
Look, I'm carrying the big shiny bowl.
Yeah.
Sounds good then. Okay. So everybody's made it back.
Yep.
Yep.
And you guys have another evening. Waking up the following morning, everybody's at full hit point and spell slot.
Bear, not a bear.
And nobody's a bear.
Good.
Today.
Yeah.
at the moment.
Currently,
Yeah.
anyway.
Just wait.
Just you wait. Just.
No, I'm not doing that to anyone right now.
Okay.
All right. We have our papers. We can get in. We've all
Mhm.
rested. We have our supplies. It shouldn't be Do we have some supplies left over from the journey down into the Underdark before, or do we need to purchase some more food?
Like in terms of travel rations and that sort of thing, those have definitely all been either consumed or what
Okay.
have you by this point. Yes.
We need to get more supplies, make sure we're ready, in case this goes a little bit longer than planned, I think. How are we... Sorry, there's been a lot going on. We are going down into the kobolds to find what has been taken from your ancestors' tomb. Correct.
And we have directions from that undergress entrance.
Yes. Do we have a
Yep.
plan on how we are approaching this, or at least an ethos to follow? Sneaking?
Thinking.
I generally support sneaking because combative confrontation would probably be a bad idea, especially since we don't know what we may be up against.
I point at myself and then I point at Wotan, who is now wearing full plate. We are on average bad at sneaking.
We are, but the attempt should still be made. In this situation, there's no particular harm unless we want to try to negotiate with the thieves, which
I feel like it should be stated.
Not
what
really.
do we do when the sneaking fails?
well, then I believe combat will end up happening.
Cool. Okay. Just want to make sure nobody is suddenly put on a
Well-
leash because somebody has an idea.
Unless
Well, this is a secondary goal. We also suspect the same faction of kobolds is supplying the supply lines to Murkdreamer,
Yes.
entrenching one of the most powerful compacts in a way that they're unassailable in attaining the goals of this game. If we can shut that down while accomplishing what Cora needs accomplished, I think that's a good idea.
indeed.
Yes.
I do understand it is a secondary goal.
So sneak until we can't, then kill them all.
Or
Great.
at least drive them out of their tunnels for a little bit.
My understanding is that we don't necessarily know where they took the previous Shauna. Would that be?
Another Shauna.
I apologize. Another Shauna.
Quite all right.
Never has encountered
Yeah.
Kalishtar before.
Yep.
You
Um,
weren't even there for this part, yeah.
No, was not there for the full explanation. Has just picked it up along the way.
Yep.
Where this other Shauna was taken, their items were taken. We just know that these kobolds were the culprits of the smuggling. Just killing them all might not get us that answer. We don't necessarily know what kind of records they keep. We do know that the general ethos of kobolds as businessmen is they run away from threats, they hide. If we go in attacking, there is a risk, I'm not saying it's certain, that those that have the knowledge we seek or the actual sway within the kobolds will be long gone.
Yes.
So
I'm just-
again, understanding that
Agreed.
the initial intention is to go in sneaking. What do we do when sneaking fails? Is the
Try
question.
not to be in bright light. Aren't we all wearing Durgar armor now? The people that ordered
Well,
it?
yes, we're all going to do our best.
Yes.
So, Jack,
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't the people wearing full plate currently wearing full plate that gives them sneaking advantage?
No, only the studded leather
Oh.
Yeah.
has only those of you that got the Duragar made studded leather
which
have the
Which-
sneaking
which does
advantage.
not include Elishard and Wotan.
Yeah,
Right.
But we
Yeah.
do have the diamonds.
Yeah, trying to not be
Don't
in a lit area is part of the sneaking. I'm talking about when
Yeah.
that fails.
When
Alright,
it fails,
Am I just
Have
standing there
various
and getting
ways to
captured?
augment your sneaking abilities.
Again, I'm not talking about the act of sneaking. When that fails, do I stand there and let myself get captured so you guys can find information? Do I just start killing and interrogate any corpses I come across later? Because what's going to happen is we're going to stealth without having agreed on what we do when stealthing fails. Stealthing is going to fail spectacularly, and then half of us are going to want to do one thing and the other half are going to do another thing, and I need to know what I am doing at that point.
Yes.
Right. I feel like there's gonna obviously have to be some kind of variance because we won't know the situation. That kind of almost goes without saying. But in general,
Because I will let
We're gonna
myself
need
be
at least-
captured if that's the plan we want to go with.
we're going to need at least somebody alive or somebody we can interrogate in order to. So it's going to fall on however the situation happens, whether we make a judgment call to try and talk to them then, or they're already in murder us mode. Let's just make sure we keep one alive. Hopefully the one that looks like the one in the know.
As a
We
point of
know
order,
her name.
as a point of order, I don't need them alive
Name?
to interrogate them.
Yes.
We know the name of the leader of this kobold group.
Yes.
That's true, but we don't
Um,
necessarily know that the leader will be with this when we get found.
Or what they
What-
look like.
I may be able to find out where the leader is.
That would be nice.
Ow.
I was gonna use it for something else, but we can use that for this since we're doing it. I just need to stop at a temple, and I can scry on them. It
Any
lets me
particular temple?
see. No, I think it's just has to be holy water. So if it doesn't work, then they're charlatans.
So 9 times out of 10, yes.
So do you know how this...
Do I know how to acquire holy water? Because holy water also has like mundane effects, right?
I mean, yeah, you can go to a temple and they'll sell it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not something that you can conjure through your focus.
No, I can't. I can't
Okay.
bless water. Just people.
Right. Typically, our focus is in consume magic, consume wealth and our own magic to create the things we need. But if that's not the case for this particular spell, that's fair.
No, I had to steal this just so it would work, and I pull out the font.
And he pulls
Good
out
job.
this like gloriously ornate
Yeah, don't-
basin.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, it's probably not a slow. Cora, it's up to you. This does delay us a little bit, but having that exact location could be really
Would be-
useful.
Which would correspondingly make things faster too.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I'm in support of that.
Okay.
There's
My
no
other
need for us to go in and stomp around like we're blind.
People in plate mail.
It's.
My other. Oh, sorry.
I'll get a general idea of where they are. I don't think it'll give me a pinpoint location. I'll just have an idea of what them and their surroundings look like. If we get closer, and then I can use locate creature.
I also have.
And then that'll give me like pinpoint.
Mhm.
But they have to be a lot closer for that one.
I also had what I did down in the Dow city. I can cast a sensor that will look around corners or something like that, which is less pinpointing a single person, but determining the layout of what we might be walking into.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Now, those of you that have mentioned the leader of the kobolds, who are you referring to? Because I don't know that I've given you that
thought we
information.
had
It's
it
a
was I
it's a
thought we
kobold
had
lady.
someone. Let me see.
Are you talking about Winifred Scalebelly?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check. Elishard, and Zoe would be at advantage for this one.
15.
19.
7.
5, because fuck anything history related.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Middle of the road.
Elishard and who rolled the 15?
Diamond.
Elishard and Diamond. Winifred Scalebelly is dead. She died like a couple centuries ago.
So-
She was the founder of the Scalebelly Syndicate.
So out loud, Elishard will ask, "Who's the leader of the Scalebelly Syndicate?"
Sorry, that's Nikki's bad note taking right there.
No,
not-
it's okay. Right, no, she's the one who started it.
Yes.
I do have her in my notes as that. I just didn't make the connection that that's who we were talking about.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was the one who founded the Scalebellies back when they like actually got started. But yeah, no, she did. She did a while.
Cool.
I was like, wait,
So,
what?
yeah,
I hacked into the GM's notes.
unless we're rolling that back, it's like Elishard asks, "Who is the leader
yeah.
of the Scalebellies?"
We don't know.
Actually, no.
I thought. Never mind.
Eventually, it comes to a realization that Winifred is this historical person.
Yeah.
Yes, she's an historical figure, but
So,
yes, no longer.
They don't
but
actually-
scrying could still potentially be useful. What are the restrictions of how scrying works? I know you haven't done it, Cole, but
It works better if I know them better.
okay, it's a thing that you do for people.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's for individuals.
Works on a
Okay.
creature
Yeah,
or a location that you have seen before.
correct.
So
I mean, if I heard their name, there's a slim chance it might work.
I sort of
But-
look at the basin. How portable does that look?
I mean, definitely carryable.
But
Yeah, I got it up back all the way from 13 Clouds.
but like bulky, or is it something that you could
You
easily
could strap
carry
it to
while
your
we're-
back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do you want to just strap that to your back and bring it with you, or just leave it here?
Yeah, I'll wrap it back up in the cloak and tie it back around the pack. How does anybody know how much holy water costs?
Do I have any idea, Jack?
Probably about
I
20
don't
gold.
specifically ghost hunt, but
Roughly around 20 gold.
Okay.
Is there a shrine or a temple in Knife's Font?
Not Knives Fund.
It
They
probably
don't
gets in
they
the
don't go
encrypt
big
word.
into organized religion hugely in Knives Font.
But I imagine there is a temple on the way to the undergrass entrance we're going to. That we
Oh,
Religious
hell yeah.
going to
stop
crypt
by
word.
and yeah.
Like I bet there's holy water in crypt
we
word.
can stop
Yeah.
on. We can duck into a place on the way, grab some, and keep going without losing
Yes.
any time.
Yeah. No. Closest one would be Temple of Cyanine across into Dawnbreeze.
Are we going to be going past? Oh, well, are we going into the entrance we're using is crypt word, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is the Raven Queen Temple on the way there?
The Raven
It's
Queen
out of the way.
Temple is not on the way to the Cryptward to the Undergrass entrance and Cryptward that you guys are headed to.
Okay.
You guys were given directions from the northernmost Undergrass entrance. The Raven Queen Temple is more on the western
Okay.
Undergrass
Yeah.
entrance, which is not the one you guys are headed to.
Then yeah, we can just go to the other temple. I'd like to stop by there eventually again, though.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
well, I do want to say one other thing about sneaking. It potentially, even if we are compromised sneaking, even if it goes badly, there's situations where it might be really beneficial to mitigate how far that goes. Try and take out what a scouting group that spotted us without raising the alarm.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Also, avoid eyeballs on walls. Please.
We did.
Right.
Yes, but I don't want another person dying for it.
Fair.
Which does raise the idea in many of your minds that kobolds and traps are they're apples and peanut butter here in Conflux, you know.
Eat them a lot.
I
someday.
can-
Eyeballs on walls and
Eyeballs on
also all of
walls.
the traps.
I can
Traps on
disassemble some
floors.
traps if I see them.
Yeah, I can.
There's a limit.
Just keep an eye out for traps.
I'm not too good at spotting traps. Well, looking for them, but I can take them apart sometimes.
If any of them are magical, I may be able to get rid of them. If they've got something like those crystals or powering something, or who knows.
All right. Well, seems like we've got as much of a plan as we're going to have.
Their third time together, Chris, though. We should be good.
How much would a collapsible 10-foot pole cost?
The price of a collapsible 10-foot pole.
10-foot pole would be probably 2-3 silver, maybe.
Okay, I'll get one of those.
The bread and butter of an adventuring group.
I'll get one too. Two is better than one, especially like if you've got something where you... I'll spring for that. 10 silver, you said?
No,
No,
2
it's-
silver.
Or two,
Yeah.
2 silver.
I thought the bread and butter of an adventuring group was 50 feet of hemp rope and a bag of ball bearings.
Oh,
And a 10-foot pole.
I want all of these
The
tiny
bane of
little
any
mundane
dungeon crawling
things, but
dungeon master is a 10-foot pole.
collapsible
I mean, like,
10-foot pole.
the bread and butter of your average adventuring group is half a loaf of bread and some very out of date butter.
Look,
Or-
don't go shaming
The-
Cole in
the
this.
bread
It's
and
not
butter.
fair.
The bread and butter of our adventuring groups is interparty conflict.
I was gonna say, damn it, you beat me to it.
There you go.
Hold person.
Yeah,
I-
inner
I
party
like how
conflict
you-
and whole person. I,
like
do
how
want
you
to
think
remind
that's
everyone.
just us.
I do want to remind everyone, while I don't feel like it's worth reading out on stream again, because the audience has heard this twice, the syndicate directions are the handout that you want for where we're going.
Yeah.
Jack, is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Absolutely.
I didn't say just ours, Jeremy. I said ours in particular is.
Also, when Cole and I are doing the little shopping, I'm getting supply like rations for all of us for 2 days.
I've still got all the rations that I bought the last time we went down because we never used mine.
Jack said we used them all up.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
those have gone out of date.
We
Yeah.
used
Yeah.
we used 20 things of rations.
We've been
Yeah,
eating food.
we were down there for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
but there were
You guys
several
were
of
down there
us,
for a while.
and we were
You've
fed
been
other
eating food in the
places.
meantime.
Yeah.
Those are all gone.
Okay.
You need
Anyway.
rations.
Again, yeah, enough rations for all of us for 2 days,
Rations do not last indefinitely.
which is 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Tell that to
7,
jerky,
8,
which has existed forever.
8.
And Twinkies.
Six.
Jerky
16?
does go bad.
Jerky and Twinkies. They never
Trust
go bad.
me.
Yeah. it
That
does.
is absolutely factually untrue.
What's the price for 16 rations?
For 16 rations would be about a silver.
Okay.
I'll buy 20 more rations again, I guess. As
I'll
well.
get 6. I've got the 16 rations.
Never hurts to have more.
Okay.
We do have a bubbles coming with us.
I like that thinking, Elishard.
It's not like It's not like I'm carrying much of anything else. I have shitty leather armor, a great sword, a pair of daggers, and a mace. Like, that's all I'm carrying at the moment. And a mask. How much would 20 rations be, Jack?
Rations are about a silver a day.
So 20 silver, so 2 gold.
Yep.
Done.
All right. Ready.
All right then. So having had your rest and everything, yada yada yada, you guys head out. You're able to stop at a temple and acquire a dosage of holy water if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay.
How much is that? Is it just 20
So that
gold?
would be 20 gold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take that out of the party notes.
But eventually you find yourselves at the northern entrance to the Undergrass in Cryptward. You begin to proceed there, and the guards confront you at the gates. Gelly's papers get you through without incident. They take down all your names. And you are permitted entrance. They ask roughly when they should expect you back through in order for reports to be made. What are you going to tell them?
Within the next 2 or 3 days, ideally.
Very well, then. Given their estimates on the Undergrass, you've got about a week before they start to assume that you're dead.
Yeah, that's fair. And even if they assume that we're dead, presumably our names are still cataloged as probably dead people who might come back.
Right, yeah. It's like, I mean, you never know. Sometimes you come back. Sometimes you come back and you think you're somebody else. But, you know, it's one of those things. As you enter the Undergrass, Kurashana.
Yes.
The darkness begins to take over. Some of your friends may or may not light torches or lanterns, that sort of thing.
I think we all have dark vision now.
And once again, you are awash in memories that don't belong personally to you.
Mm-hmm.
Shadows on rock walls, massive shadows. Vaguely humanoid, but twisted, bent, transformed, awkward, misshapen. Voices speaking a language that you don't fully understand. Somehow guttural with a strong, harsh tone to it. There's a similarity to the infernal, but it's not quite the same. Splash of liquid on paper. Splash of heavier, more viscous liquid, darker on stone. and a cold pulse that strikes you in your side. That one comes from the box. That you guys found in the ruins when you got the mask. Something in those memories apparently prompted a flaring up of that item.
Okay.
But you guys begin your maneuverings into the undergrass below Cryptward. As you begin to make your way down, I would like all of you to make a survival check.
Woohoo.
Do I get advantage for being familiar with the Underdark, having grown up here?
Yes, you do.
Cool.
Hey.
24.
I
20.
roll a natural 1.
17. That's like my first good roll today.
All right. So you guys begin to look your way around, looking for your first landmark. As you begin your investigations into it. And eventually, you guys spot a passage with the striped marble that the elf had described initially. It's a pale white shot through with veins of a grayish green.
Is it? I'm not sure exactly how you rule checking for traps, investigation or perception or something. Or,
Usually investigation when
All
you're
right.
looking for
Would
traps.
that be reasonable? We're at the entrance to a
Yeah.
place
Mhm.
we
If
know
you
is
want
trapped.
if you want to start making some investigation,
No advantage, but 21.
21. All right. As the one who's leading, we'll say leading the advance at this point,
Mhm.
you begin to look around and you do find about 100 yards or so down a tripwire that's been laid across the entrance and this passage here.
Aurelia,
Yes.
we'll point to the tripwire. I believe your skills are best suited to this.
Right.
Well, if you think you can do it. I don't know who has the appropriate abilities.
So tripwire, does it seem like something where we can just pass over it or just walk over it, or is this something that I can disassemble or
I mean, you could, as the tripwire has been detected, you assume that this is at least if not the possibly the only trigger to whatever initial hazard lies ahead.
can I double check that fact the way you worded that? Is there a secondary trigger?
If you want to follow it back, give me and see what this thing might be attached to. Make me an intelligence check with your with proficiency.
Okay. I'm just gonna do my tinker's tools.
Yeah,
then,
that
'cause
would be
that'll-
fine.
16.
16. So you have actually heard of this type of trap before. It's called a skull popper. For obvious reasons. But you trace the tripwire back and are able to find the trigger that this does seem to be the only one.
Okay.
But it leads to a spike that's set to swing down from the ceiling. Roughly
okay.
about head or a little below height.
Okay. All right. We can just.
But you could either bypass or try to disassemble and recoup some of the materials that made up this thing if you wanted.
Oh, let's. If I disassemble it, it will. If there are patrols that come up here, which. Not sure. It depends on how active they are right now. They'll notice, or we can just go over it.
Or I can disable it so that it won't go off, even if it does. It'll still look like it's there.
Yes. True.
How about we do that?
We'll
Make
do
it
that
look like
one.
it's still functional.
Yes. All right. If I see like if there's I don't know exactly how this spike is like mounted, but basically try and if it's like on a pivot, like a pin or something, like take that out so that it will still like look like it's in the wall or however it's recessed up in there, and but it will not be able to swing.
So you're basically trying to make it still attached,
Yes.
but just separated from its triggering mechanism, so it just stays where it's at no matter what happens around it, unless otherwise physically altered back.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. You can definitely make that attempt. Give me another Tinker Tools check.
Okay. Come on.
I will help you with this.
Thanks. Do I get advantage then? Or are we both rolling?
Well, for disarming the trap, basically.
For disarming the trap.
Or is that different?
What's your proficiency on this one?
Thieves' tools.
Thieves' tools. Yeah, you can either both roll or one of you can roll with advantage.
Yeah, preference, Cody?
Nope, you can go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
I have been rolling like crap. But 23.
23. With a 23, you are able to disarm the trap. And are you taking any of the bits with you?
Not the visible bits.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, yep, you
I'm gonna leave it.
Okay. So basically you find where the tripwire is stretched across. There is a tension trigger and then a connecting bit. You can just clip the connecting bit while relieving the trigger and therefore the tension on the horizontal aspect of the tripwire intact.
Yep.
And so basically if anybody trips over this wire, it's just going to go zzz but not actually have anything that is pulling on. So that tension trigger will not fire and the spike will remain recessed.
Yep. Dust off my hands. All right. We're set. Just walk over it so it'll still look like it's been activated. It's still active. But if you trip on that, nothing will happen.
Yep. Okay. Moving on. Trying to avoid it, but it is nice to know that just in case someone nat ones.
As we run frantically out of here, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but everybody is able to see where this is and avoid tipping over the wire, and you guys continue along your way.
Is that 21 gonna maintain as I am still keeping a
more or
lookout?
less for the same scene?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For the duration of the scene, yes.
Yeah.
But you guys continue along this passage. It narrows and widens from time to time, but you're able to maintain visual contact and follow this particular vein of marble as it is carved through, and until you come to your next stage of investigation on this pathway. It winds downward over time, and for several hours of travel, you're able to follow this passage. And you guys are attempting to remain stealthy. So I will need everybody to make stealth checks along this way as you do
Okay.
so.
Can I
in
go
dark.
ahead?
I have advantage for
Yep.
reasons.
Can I go ahead and pop off? Do you want me to go ahead and pop off the pass without trace?
How long does it last?
An hour.
If it's something,
I mean, we're
only get it once
planning
per
to
day.
stay close. It seems to make sense. If you're willing to spend the spell,
It's not a spell. It's a racial trait.
Oh,
But I only
okay.
get it once
If
per
you're
day.
willing to spend your resources, I think we'd all appreciate it.
Yeah.
But it will only last for an hour starting now,
Yes.
at whichever point. So
Yes.
or we could save it for when we get closer to any activity or any camp.
Cora?
based on what you've been
This is-
told, Cora, from the
Mhm.
directions,
Right.
you have several hours of travel at least
Right.
through this passage. There will be a pool of water that you have been instructed to stay out of physically.
Mhm.
At which point you will stop following the Striated Marvel, and you will follow the outflow of the pool, which will go for several miles.
Right.
And then vanishes under a granite wall, at which point you start following moisture and fungus and lichens. So follow the mushrooms, and then at which point that will lead you to a waterfall, and there
Right.
you are. That's the entrance to the actual stronghold of the kobolds.
Mhm.
Like hours.
For that entire journey of today, you get 1 hour of that
Right.
can give you
Right.
that where she can give you super stealth.
Right. None of which changes exactly what I was going to say,
Okay.
which is, it's your skill. I trust you to use it whenever is best.
I was gonna hold on to it until we got much closer to the stronghold. So
Very well.
Okay. So everybody can make your stealth checks. Some of you have advantage from your armor.
24.
yeah.
16.
Hey, I rolled a 20.
I should have used it for myself. Just
All right. So 24, 3, 26, 16, 20,
Hold on. 15.
15.
All right. I will take that with
Jack,
a plus
it's
0.
okay.
And let me see how Rorik and Wotan do.
They loudly get into an argument with each other that lasts several hours.
But it's not actually going to be a loud argument because it's Woden going, and Rorik going, huh.
But they do it very loudly.
Not long, but loud.
No, I like
That's
to imagine that
that's
they're
the
just
title- that's
doing
the- that's-
that for several hours and communicating quite a bit through it.
That's the title of my porno.
Not long,
Wait.
but loud.
Okay,
I have many questions.
I don't want.
I feel
any
like
of
you should
them
just watch the
answered,
porno and have
especially
your
not
questions
on
answered.
stream. Thanks.
God, no, please.
Wotan has disadvantage
Yeah.
Yes, he does, because he's wearing plate,
Ugh.
That's why he rolled a 6.
which is why he rolled a 6. And Rorik rolled, well, Rorik is still on Whispers, so Rorik rolled a 14.
He's not proud of me though.
What?
Rourke's not proud of me right now.
Oh, no, not really at all.
Zoe's proud of everything Diamond does, even when she messes up.
I'm messing up so bad. At least it's not -1, because we know I can get that.
Oh, you can very easily get that. Yes. Yes, you can. So you guys manage to collectively maneuver your way fairly quietly. There are a few dislodged rocks and scrapes of armor on occasion, but for the most part, you guys make your way reasonably quietly through this passage. And then you arrive at the pool. Now, do all of you have dark vision right now?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty
I
certain.
am 99% certain that answer is nope, wait. Yes, I did.
Didn't everyone who didn't have it take
That's right.
the
I took
feat?
Dark Sight
Yeah, Devil's Sight. Yeah.
or Devil's Sight.
Okay. I guess
Just several pairs of eyes.
Everyone that
glitter
doesn't,
in the
yeah,
darkness.
everyone that doesn't natively have dark vision has Devil's Sight.
Okay. All right, then.
Rory can take his glasses off. That's great.
Yes, he actually does so and is quite pleased with it.
He's got tan lines around his
that's why the
Um,
drow send the half drow to be surface agents.
Yes, they do. But after a little while, you arrive at this pool of water. There's not a lot of reflection on it, although you can see a little bit of bioluminescent fungus does grow in the area, and there is some dim light. But still, not a significant amount of illumination here. And you reach this very still pool of water.
I'm looking for the southern outflow point.
Mm-hmm. It's fairly easy to find. As you're looking around, go ahead and anybody who wants to give me a perception check for the area.
Sure.
Oh, I don't have advantage because I don't know why the toggle was still clicked. 23.
23?
11.
Okay.
Or
4.
All right.
I'm busy looking at moss or something.
Are you liking these lichens?
Yeah.
Hey.
Lichens are cool. Okay.
Yes, they are.
They're very
They're
They're
cool
real-
until
they're-
people start making puns.
They're real fun guys. That's the only two I got. That's it.
And yet somehow Zoe is still proud of you for these.
Weird.
Zoe is. Aaron can be frustrated with Nikki, while Zoe is proud of Diamond.
I know.
Yes.
That's
Diamond's
reasonable.
Diamond's not saying these. Diamond is probably picking a few off and feeding them to Bubbles, who is in his little traveling barrel.
Yep.
Fun
If you
fact,
feed him enough, eventually he'll just start glowing.
Fun fact: lichens are symbiotes too.
Just,
Shard.
just feeding Bubbles these
Unless we're talking about underworld lichens, and then they're
Yeah.
Who knows then?
So
particularly
I like
when
the
you're
idea.
particularly in regard to vampires. They're the opposite of symbiotes.
I like the idea that Aurelia says, "Oh, fun fact: lichens are also symbiotes." To Elishard, as if that would make him feel better about something.
Yes. Also,
Yeah, she would
I
say
am now
that.
imagining the Clintar, the Venom symbiotes, possessing werewolves, and I want to know why Marvel has not created this comic book.
Marvel,
So
where you
Because
at?
that's-
Because Marvel was too busy with Marvel Zombies to do the other Marvel Fantasy Creatures line that they
Also
were.
because that's too much power in one individual.
Come on, Cap Wolf has been a thing
Yep.
multiple times.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, tangenting back on subject.
Also-
Perception checks
also-
see anything?
Yes. You do. With a 23, you see the very clear gems that are scattered throughout the basin of this pool of water.
Probably part of the stay out of the water.
I mean, you definitely know that you've been told to stay out of the water.
Okay, we're staying out of the water.
Elishard also sees the gems that are scattered at the basin in the
Yes.
bottom of the water.
Elishard was also told explicitly to stay out of the water.
He was.
I am not pointing it out because some people in our party might forget that when seeing shiny things.
Well, Diamond and Cole also see the gems in the bottom of the water.
Look, I know I'm all about crimes now as a new crime baby, but I have this really expensive mirror, and I think I'm sated for a bit.
Also, is it a crime if they don't belong to anyone?
Do you steal it, Diamond?
No, God, no.
No, she paid for it.
Okay.
I was there. I saw. Right,
All
right
right.
before I stole mine.
Ah! Quiet and head for the southern bank. Stay out of the water.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
Are,
keep,
are
us.
the
I-
are the gemstones in the water?
Yes, they are
Yeah, no,
scattered.
no,
Yeah, they're
no,
in the
no,
water.
no.
I want to keep an eye out for any traps that might be designed to knock people into the water.
Ah, okay.
Is my investigation for traps still going, or do you want me to roll again?
At this point, this would be considered a transitional stance. So anybody who wants to be on the lookout for traps can now make another investigation check.
I'm busy. with
Fucking
my-
hell. Well,
22.
thanks someone else for getting it.
Also a 22.
We both got
as a
natural
nat
20s.
20. Yep.
Damn. I'm like, I'm not
Burn
going for the
through
gems.
those
Cora really
natural 20s.
cares
I am
about
a
us not
huge fan
fucking
of you
this
guys
up.
burning through these
Uh-huh.
natural 20s. You do actually see. You guys are able to see that there are a few places where the stones have apparently been rigged on balancing.
I will,
There are panels of stone that have been rigged on some level of balance to apparently dump people into the water. Yeah.
I will grab the shoulder of whoever's in the lead to stop them from going forward and indicate
So
where
stops
the stones
immediately. Was probably holding back until everyone was ready, anyways.
Yeah.
Mhm.
are. And I will indicate where the stones are with just pointing them out.
Okay.
Does it seem reasonable that everyone in our party is capable of avoiding them, or does it seem like some of us might need to take an alternate route across?
Alternate routes are available, but in order to avoid, yes, these portions of the stone.
Yeah.
And
By alternate routes, I mean, can we avoid them, or do we need magic?
Yeah, no, visual perception is enough for you to be able to
Okay.
avoid those sections of the stone
All right.
on your way to the southern outflow. that you
Waiting for the
find
people who rolled
pretty-
really well to communicate to everyone where these are.
This
Mhm.
one and that one.
Yeah.
I'll take the lead to go to lead around the steps that
Sure.
are trapped.
Hold on. There may be a thing.
At which point, Rorik says, "You'll see those. There's some pointing at the water. There's some pretty nice crystals in there."
Diamond grabs Rorik. She's like, Rorik, please don't touch the water. Please,
I would
don't touch the water.
expect that those have something to do with whatever the trap they've set up with this water. Our contact seemed confident it was particularly dangerous.
Oh,
Seem reasonable?
Well, I mean, if something bad happens when you get in the water, that's a pretty good reason to attract
Alright.
people into. I mean, if maybe they're not even real.
And these
We'd prefer not to raise any suspicion right now. If on the way out we want to experiment with something, a safe way of retrieving the gems, if you want them, maybe we do it then.
Well, I mean, they're obviously, if they're real, they're probably valuable. But no, we can wait to the way back.
Cool.
Aye.
I'm trying not to force Rourke to do things he doesn't want to do, but instead persuade him the way I would any party member.
Nikki definitely had a moment where she's like, I mean, I could just have Diamond say, Rorik, I command you not to do the thing, but fuck, that is terrible. That is bad.
Yeah.
That's really
Zoe's not
Really?
exactly a great
Yes.
person, but she is trying to err on the side of not being awful to Rorik. Not always successfully, to be completely
just
honest.
because Rorik has been given to us as a guard does not mean that he is treated as a. He's Rorik.
No, but I'm just interested that, according to Diamond, giving Rorik an order would be tantamount to treating him like a possession, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean-
I pull a dagger out and I basically hold it point down above each rock that is a trap as I walk around it, so that everyone has a visual clue of where not to step while I'm going past.
Sounds good. All right. You guys managed to negotiate the edge of this pool then, and work your way toward the southern outflow. At this point, you're starting to realize that it'll probably be towards the end of the day when you conclude your journey based on the progress that you've been making, depending on how long it is, at least, between the end of the outflow and the eventual waterfall that you guys are apparently targeting.
All right. Looking to Cora primarily. I know you want to do this quickly, but so it's your choice. But should we look for somewhere to camp so we're completely rested when we go through the most challenging part of this, or do we press on?
Can't hear you.
How far do we have to go time-wise again?
At this point, you've got multiple hours before you would get to the waterfall.
Yeah, it would probably not be a horrible idea to stop here as opposed to try to, because we're gonna have to stop at some point anyways.
I would like to, and if anyone else wants to, that would also be great. I'm looking for some place that is secluded, non-obvious, non-visible, or otherwise safe to camp. I don't want to camp on the main thoroughfare, but I also don't want to like get lost in the Underdark.
I can help you with that.
Okay. DM?
Yep. Go ahead and give me another survival check then.
All right.
with
I get advantage,
assistance.
presumably.
Yep, you would
from-
have advantage.
Yeah.
With the assistance.
23.
23. You guys follow this water course as it descends through the stone that forms the walls and the ceiling and floor of these passages that you are negotiating. This one that you are currently following seems to be primarily existing due to the erosion of this outflow that you guys are going along through. And keeping an eye out for some level of safer location. As you're looking, Zoe, you find a couple places where you will have to cross over to either the opposite side or be cautious in your transit as you find some rock strata or portions of the tunnel that look a little less stable. But eventually find your way lower down. And you see that these periods, there's a level of coldness that is beginning to get more and more severe. And then as you're following this water, eventually the cold becomes significant enough that the wet fluid that is sort of the primary characteristic of this this portion of these tunnels eventually freezes over to a solid and hazardous ice. Slippery. And in places jagged, and you're not able to determine the depth of the water potentially underneath it.
Cora, and this is over the mental.
Yes.
Yeah. With
Is this?
Probably.
I thought so.
I mean, one of our enemies has a theme. I'm just gonna put it that way.
obviously not hearing that bit with my survival, do I have a sense of whether this is natural or not?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I am aware of tropes, but
Go ahead and give me a nature check at this point. No advantage for this one. If you're
That's
trying to
fine.
determine whether or not this is a natural ice.
Zoe is smart as nothing. And it's not even that I have a bad plus to these things. I just can't roll them. 4.
This is ice. When things get cold, there's ice. And as far as you can tell, probably completely natural.
All right. Well, did I find any place that we can camp or no?
At this point, you haven't found anywhere that looks particularly good, especially given the up until this point as you've been pushing forward.
Instability.
Yeah, instability, and then of course, it's not always fun to sleep in wet.
No.
It's also not fun to sleep on ice.
No. Which is wet the minute you sleep on it.
Unless you insulate yourself extremely well from it, yes.
I don't think we brought ice camping equipment.
No.
I mean,
Just
you've got a
stuff.
number of different blankets and that sort
Yeah.
of thing, but no. You
All
didn't.
right. Well, I mean, we probably keep going unless anyone says anything.
I mean, if
We can't melt the ice.
Don't know how deep it is.
I mean, we can melt
Right
ice,
back
but
up.
what do we get from melting ice?
I thought it was just on like topsoil, not on the lake. But if we need to stay somewhere that is covered in ice, why don't we melt the ice?
the ice is very likely related to somebody who does not have positive designs out for this compact.
Well, we can still keep going to where we need to go unless there's something we can do to confront it here.
I don't know.
Your
You know
mission.
what? You know what? Just to be sure. Shathal, is this ours? Gesturing towards the ice.
And he starts sniffing around.
Okay.
You see he jumps down from your shoulder with his little claw feet and hands, starts scrabbling around on the ice, scrapes up a chip, shoves it in his mouth, swallows it, waits for a minute.
Explodes.
Doesn't actually explode at this point, but seems to be analyzing it via taste and
It's like a sommelier,
result.
but with ice magic.
Right, but with ice.
This is what my home group calls
Looks back up at you.
looking for bad guy droppings.
Kind of shrugs. Alright.
You are helpful and useful as always.
Kind of furrows his brow and gestures at himself as a still extant closet.
Well, let's leave it for now. I'm sure that will come back to bite us somehow, but
All right.
yeah.
So the only way forward is, of course, stepping out onto this ice, as
Simon?
Shathal has.
Yep.
Cole, should we grab everyone and teleport?
We can do that.
We'll be leaving one behind, won't we?
Look, I have done enough of the transit puzzles to know that we absolutely have enough teleports to get everyone across.
Well, here's the thing. It seems to be frozen for a while. More than 500 feet.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay.
We may just have to be careful.
And you
We'll
were
just have to
told
walk.
that these tunnels range for several miles. You've gotten about a mile through the basalt based on your best reckoning. So you've got at least a mile more, and as far as you can see currently, yet although it does wind, this is ice.
So we don't get caught in a trap on the ice. Let's just see if it reacts to being stabbed with something on fire. Sound fine?
Sure.
I throw a green flame blade dagger at it.
Okay. It shoots in and stabs into the ice. It reacts as you would expect a green flame dagger interacting with ice would, but nothing beyond that yet.
Does it melt significantly? Does it melt only a little bit? Like,
It
are we able to see what's
doesn't
underneath
melt significantly, but about as much as you would expect with that amount of fire and this amount of ice. Yeah.
So
I had a clarifying question. The
Yes.
ice, it's over our path and also like the lake part, right?
Well, so you
Or-
guys have been following an outflow,
Okay.
which at times has fully covered the width of the passage and at times has only covered part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are getting to where it's frozen and seems to cover the entire width of the passage. You haven't gotten to like a place that opens up to where you would consider it a body of water, though. It's not
Okay.
that wide
Okay.
of a passage yet.
So I will pull my greatsword off my back and basically, like, sort of dragging it behind me, continually cast Green Flame Blade into it as I walk to get my dagger, so
Okay.
that I'm just going to see if it clears a path. Because if
it melts some of it as you go across and scrapes, of course, into it, but
Yeah.
doesn't entirely disperse more than a width of probably about a foot at any
So if
given
we're
point.
confident this entire thing is water, we can't just green flame blade our way across unless we all have water walk.
well, it
right?
doesn't seem to be reacting negatively to the sword or to the fire
Make a dexterity save.
Whoops.
until I fall on my ass.
Yeah.
Or have to try and dodge
17.
a hole that opens in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17. You don't fall on your ass, and no holes open
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
But as you walk, there is a crack and a jagged spike of ice rockets up
Good thing I found
adjacent
that.
to you, and you dodge out of the way, grabbing your dagger as you get to it.
Damn
Really?
you, demon!
You can see magic, right?
Yes, I can.
Would you mind seeing if this is the kind of magic you can see?
Yeah. How has he gone out too far, Elishard?
I wouldn't have thrown the dagger out super far. Just
Okay.
I have
Yeah,
to step
I'm-
on it to get to it, but I'm not like
Yeah, my
Yeah.
range on. Oop, that's the wrong one. Where is detect magic? I think it's only like 30 feet. Yeah. So if I have to walk out a little bit, I'll walk out very carefully, trying to stay toward like the edge of whatever.
stay in the
road
area.
this is.
Stay
I
like
don't-
in the area that I've melted slightly.
Yep. Yeah, and see if I can tell what just tried to spear Elishard.
Also, does the spike stay there or does it start retracting?
The spike stays there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I head out and take a look around, detect magic.
I'm just standing very still now.
Okay. As you look out, yes, there is definite magic here.
Okay. Can I tell what kind, or if it's just like
Conjuration and evocation both.
conjuration?
The evocation seems to be focused in certain areas, though. You can see sort of spots of it. It's not distributed the way the conjuration is.
The evocation is okay.
Yeah, the evocation is localized in areas, one of which
the spike.
was that spike. Yep.
Okay. I think so. There's a layer. I think there's two spells possibly going on here. One's just making it icy. One is going to do things like that. There are spots there. I point toward the spike there,
Mhm.
and I like start pointing some of them out
No.
Mhm.
where I can see. I think if I can keep an eye out for those spikes if we keep going along, if someone else can keep a lookout for physical traps or something like that, that would be advisable. And we
Okay.
just keep making our way across.
So let's do this. Let's single file. Everybody keep a hold of the person in front of you. I'll lead because I can take a hit. You right behind me, pointing out where they are, so I can try to avoid them.
All right.
And everyone
Okay.
I'll
else.
stick to the back in case anything tries to corner us in.
Elishard, in your, we'll say, probably 20 feet of movement out to where your dagger was,
Mhm.
you are able to determine that basically you can either move at half speed
Yeah.
and not have to make the saves just to walk, or you can move at full speed and people would need to make saves or fall prone, more or less.
I will move at half speed with this daisy chain of people that I have behind me.
Before we do that, just to make sure we're not going to have any surprises, because there is an off chance that it might react differently to me. I'm going to try to go out on my own a very short ways.
Keeping in mind where Aurelius pointed out.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to run for them. No.
Yes, but
I'm
if
going
you
to
get
throw
hit-
myself on the ice spike grenades.
It's okay.
If you get hit,
How-
Cora.
If you need
How
help,
much-
I can reach out
Hey,
and drag.
I have Jeremy. You've played a lot of characters. It's worth clarifying.
If you need help, I can reach out and drag you back. You just might be a skeleton when you get to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
How much room is there? Like, because if you're going to be a little ways away, I can kind of try to keep track of everybody,
Well, I think this
front
is-
and back.
I think
We're
this is-
just
this is a
checking if it
test.
reacts differently to Cora and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
doing
yeah.
a conga line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
This
right.
is just a test, not a continual thing.
Yep.
This is just a
Yeah,
test.
I will step out a ways, see if it's like you or I don't know, it obey like any reaction that might be
Different.
Okay.
different.
And are you moving at half speed or full speed?
I'll take it careful.
Okay.
They do. They have no great death wish.
Good.
You-
They're not Aiden.
All right. As you move outward, then you begin to take 1 step, 2 steps. You move 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. Takes you a little while as you're moving cautiously, but other than the slipperiness of the ice, as you make sure to avoid any of the spots of concentrated evocation magic that you can see,
Mhm.
doesn't seem to affect you particularly differently than it does anybody else.
Okay. I will move back. All right. Let's see. Let's go.
Conga
Alright.
line.
Yep.
Jump in the line.
Okay.
They call me Cuban Pete.
So as you look at those auras of magic and focus in, you guys begin to maneuver your way down slowly, carefully, avoiding anything that you're able to see in that sort of 30 feet around you, as Aurelia is basically your magic sonar in this
Ping.
in this
Don't say
region.
that.
Because we're moving slowly, I am going to keep the greatsword out and on fire as much as I can.
I will
Okay.
suggest that you don't do that because if this is meltable, we are on top of water.
Yes.
The water
also,
wasn't-
it's kind of flaring up and like
The Jack, was the water when it was covering the load, it wasn't particularly deep, was it? Or was it?
So as it was, you know that this place, it was headed downwards, and the water, the deepest that it was probably 3 feet or so.
I'm not keeping it down
But
to.
it's also
Yeah.
now it's completely halting your ability to see through it because it's frozen.
Yeah.
So you can't tell how deep
know,
it is beyond.
I'm also
Like,
I'm also
Yeah.
not I'm also not dragging it on the ground to melt the ice. I'm keeping the sword out and on fire in case I need to attack any sort of icicle that tries to shoot out at me. Because a fiery bat is better than a not fiery bat.
All right, we can do this in character. Do you have non-fire based ways to do that?
Yes, but a fiery bat is better than a non-fiery bat for an icicle.
Aurelia, can you explain?
I'm not trying to melt the ice, and me carrying the sword, as previously indicated, isn't going to melt all the way through the ice, especially when I'm not dragging it on the ice. So,
Jack,
Yes.
fact check.
Mhm.
Because Aaron's lived places where things ice over.
Mm-hmm. Give me a nature check.
This situation of the whole, you can't really tell where it is and isn't gonna be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Aurelia's capacity can at least detect the presence of these clusters of evocation, which seem to be, which are definitely correlated to
Fact check
where the
on
spikes are.
what was said
Mhm.
about, oh, it's totally fine
Mm-hmm.
to leave it.
The way that Elishard is employing his flames at this point does not seem to be interacting with the ice currently. And it seems to be making him feel better about things. That seems to be the primary function of the fire at this point. It doesn't seem to be making anything worse or increasing the risk at this point.
Fine.
It seems to be fine, but it is bright and magical and slightly distracting, but keep going if you
Oh
want
yeah,
to.
it's the least subtle thing, but we're
the m-
also walking in a place.
We're
where
climbing a yeah.
we
we're
are
walking
currently
across
conga lining
icy
across a
pond.
plane of ice. I'm not worried about being
All right.
subtle at the
Let's
moment.
keep
Just-
moving.
Yep. And as you guys begin to extend yourselves out over this frozen layer, that is where we are going to end for the week.
Before we head out, just as a reminder, everybody watching, Desert Bus for Hope starts tomorrow. You can go over to desertbus.org or go to twitch.tv/desertbus to watch and help out. Desert Bus is a charity organization that was started in 2007 by the internet sketch comedy group Loading Ready Run. They combine video games and playing a really boring game for charity. It's the longest running internet-based fundraiser and has raised over $5 million for Child's Play since it started in 2007. Child's Play is a registered charity dedicated to improving the lives of children undergoing treatment in hospitals with toys and games. Because it sucks to be in the hospital around the holidays when you're sick, especially if you are sick as a child and having to deal with things like cancer and the like. Desert Bus just tries to bring a little bit of joy of the holiday season into those kids' lives by providing them with games and toys and the like. 100% of the funds raised, with the sole exception of the funds raised for one particular auction at the end of the run, goes to Child's Play. None of it is kept by the Desert Bus organizing committee or by anybody involved with the event. It is a really great way to support charity and to help put a smile on some kids' faces over the holiday season. We here at Final Show Films have supported them since our inception. We are going to continue, and at the end of while it's not going to preempt any of our shows going on this week, we are going to be throwing to them before and after each of our streams over the course of the next week. They'll be playing starting tomorrow. They typically go for a full week, so until about early Friday morning is typically when they end the following week. So go do that and donate money for charity and cool prizes, because there's lots of cool giveaways and auctions and things that happen, especially if you're interested in anything geek culture. They have lots of fun and interesting stuff. So, also, one of our contributors sent out a thing. Corvus sent out a large leather satchel bag that is going to be either a giveaway or an auction at some point. That's a really nice thing. You can see it on the DesertBus.org website in their prize section. Anyways, aside from that, everyone say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Hey.
Goodbye.
focus on